Right. Good evening, everyone. If we can kindly take our seats, please. Thank you. Good evening, Denacha. Good evening. No. I'm not feeling. Good evening, Denacha. Good evening. Thank you. It is a warm welcome for those that are still coming in. If we can gradually come in quickly, take your seats, and let us start a very incredible evening. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, Lionesses, welcome to our second Startup Night Africa here in The Hague. We know it as Denacha. Please give yourselves a round of applause. It's good to see you. It's good to see returning faces from last year. Can I just see by a show of hands who was here last year? Ooh. Melanie, we did something fantastic. Thank you for coming back. Just pat yourself on the back. Right. For the newbies, we call them newbies in South Africa, the new ones that are joining us for the first time, can I please see by a show of hands? Oh, give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. It is an absolute honor. It is a privilege to be amongst amazing people here. And on one level, it feels just like yesterday. On the 11th of July, 2023, we were here the first time. So it's literally a year and we are here exactly in this very space. And I was standing here once again, doing what I do best, welcoming you all to tonight. So much has happened over the year, and in our Lionesses of Africa community, we are a strong women community. So for the women that are here, if you're not part of Lionesses of Africa, I'm going to say to you, Fathers J, where are you? Why are you not part of our community? But if you already are, thank you. You know we are growing in numbers, in leaps and bounds across the African continent and here in Europe. So there's more news to share on exactly what we've been working on, and this is going to follow later. I'd like to give a special welcome to Peter Derrek Hof. Good evening, sir. Thank you. And he's our Ambassador, Women's Rights and Gender Equality, Director, Social Development at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He'll be providing his welcome remarks to get our event officially underway shortly. We are delighted to have you with us, and we thank you for your support. Welcome to the many distinguished ambassadors. Somehow we always have you on my right. Thank you for joining us, our officials, those that are standing on their behalf, joining us here this evening from the embassies, representing a host of countries across the African continent, including Senegal, Tanzania, Cameroon, Guinea, Rwanda, Angola, Botswana, and Ethiopia. I am going to attempt to say good evening in your languages. Bonsoir. Habari za jioni. Miriwe. Okuluvelela. Selam no or indeed amash. Oh, I got it. Thank you so much for allowing me. They say when you welcome somebody in their native language, it doesn't just touch their ears, it touches their hearts. Thank you. Welcome to our partners at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You're sitting right next to Melanie here at the front, the African Development Bank, AFAWA, and Absa for supporting Startup Night Africa and making this event a huge success and one that can fulfill its goals. In support of women entrepreneurs, like the entrepreneurs you'll be introduced to later, including myself. It's been such an incredible pleasure to collaborate with you on this impact-driven initiative once again this year, 2024, and we look forward to building on this partnership in many months and years to come. I would like us, if we all could, where you see a camera, just face the camera. There's one here, there's a few at the back. If you could turn around and have a look at them. We have viewers joining us from all over Africa, the continent. Please welcome them via Zoom. Please wave. Please give them a shout out. And just say, hello, good evening. Hello, hello, I love that. The ambassador's like, hello, hello. Very diplomatic. And they are supporting our entrepreneurs that are pitching tonight. We also have partners watching from across the globe. So thank you so much humbly for joining us tonight. I always say there is no distance in the spirit. We're here together, even if you are on the other side. And we hope you'll enjoy tonight as much as we plan on doing. And I just want to say, please, hashtag Lionesses of Africa for those who love the socials, and also hashtag Startup Night Africa. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to get onto your socials and let's get tonight trending. This is how we do it in South Africa and Africa, for those who know. So get out your phones, take a picture with somebody next to you, smile, and then post it. Let's just be in a good moment, a good mood. I see the young ones, the phones are already on. Please, our ambassadors. Yes, thank you, Erik. Thank you for doing that. Oh, thank you, Peter. I see it. I see it. I see it. Yes. Thank you. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause for those that are joining online. I hope you've actually done that as well. So don't forget our hashtags. Lionesses of Africa and hashtag Startup Night Africa. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Lionesses of Africa's founder and CEO, Melanie Hawken, to say a few words of welcome to you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause. Over to you, Mel. Thank you.
I have to say, today we were reflecting on a journey taken, and what a year. I can't believe it's been a year since we stood here and we met so many of you in this room tonight. And we showcased some incredible women. We hopefully inspired a lot of you. And we're back again with an even bigger story today. And we have some fantastic news to share. So I know tonight you're going to be inspired. We hope you're going to be motivated to come on this journey with us. And I hope you're going to meet some incredible people, amazing women that are doing incredible things on the African continent. So we've got a great night in store for you. So welcome. This is Startup Night Africa. It's the 6th event of its kind, our 2nd event in our home now, our European home for Lionesses of Africa here in the Netherlands. A country that we know is well known for its vibrant startup system. We have a lot of members of the ecosystem here supporting amazing women entrepreneurs. So thank you for that. And its commitment to women's economic empowerment. And that's such an important thing in today's world. An event like tonight is part of Lionesses of Africa's access to markets and access to investment program. 2 key points we're going to be hammering home tonight. We aim to connect high growth women entrepreneurs on the continent and also here in the Netherlands to each other. That's really important for us to really create new market and investment opportunities. And we gather here tonight to showcase not just 10 incredible women entrepreneurs that we hopefully are going to inspire you to invest, to connect, to partner with, to do business with. But we also want to unite to be able to create jobs, to create and drive sustainable change. So it's a pleasure for my team at Lionesses, for me, for all of us here tonight to showcase these amazing women and for you to be part of this journey. And for me, and I'm sure for many of you here tonight, it feels like a time when we can all do with a healthy dose of celebrating the power of human creativity, of endeavor, of entrepreneurship during what feels like a really challenging time in our world, and particularly here in Europe at the moment and in Africa. So tonight we want to honor the power of 10 inspirational women entrepreneurs who are creating, building and leading the way. They're finding solutions to really big challenges, both here and elsewhere in the world. So right up front, I'd like to take this opportunity to salute you, all of our Lionesses of Africa, all 1.8 million of you that are in our Lionesses network. You're meeting 10 tonight, but behind them stands an army of incredible, strong women who get things done and make change happen every single day. You're brave, you're tenacious, you have really big visions and goals, which we love. And importantly, we recognize you need to be supported more to achieve those goals. And that's why we're here tonight, opening up new investment and marketing opportunities and a very tangible way of being able to realize those goals. An event like tonight, I have to say, only becomes a reality through partnership. And this is something you're going to hear throughout tonight, the power of partnership to make things happen. For us, it's right at the core of our being. So I need to extend a personal, really deep level of thanks and appreciation to all of our partners here tonight. To Ambassador Peter Derrek, thank you so much for being a real champion of women's economic empowerment and entrepreneurship. We need more with you. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for the entire team at the Ministry. You are a pleasure to work with. You are all people who drive change in your own right, and we love you for it. And all of our women entrepreneurs here, I'm sure, will say thank you. Thank you for being there for us. I'd also like to thank our partners. We can't do this. Power of partnership, we keep saying. We can't do what we do without them. Africa Guarantee Fund, AFAWA, Absa Bank, we have our partners with us tonight. You help us to do what we need to do for our women entrepreneurs each and every day. And I thank you on behalf of all of them and all of our community. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this. A heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for coming out this evening and actually being part of the journey. By being here, you're all demonstrating your readiness to learn about ways that you can support women entrepreneurs to achieve their goals, to build really solid companies that create an impact, that create jobs. We have 1.8 million of them, as I say, in our Lionesses community, and we are growing every day. That's a lot of women to do business and connect with. So all I can say to you tonight is make the most of the opportunity. When it comes to it, play your part with our pledge to act. We'll be telling you a little bit more about that later. So get ready for an evening of really lively business pitching. We know you are going to be blown away by the women I hope that you are going to see tonight. I know. They're going to present their innovative and impact-driven ideas and business models. And later on in the networking, please, I encourage you to connect, do business, hopefully invest, get those checkbooks out. We love that. Tonight is and we're not joking. Last year, we actually had one of those fantastic scenarios where business was done on the night, and we love that. So not everyone's going to make a really big investment on the night, but we hope we're going to open up some minds, if not your wallets as well. We look forward to making this an event that will ignite your entrepreneurial spirit, inspire you. Our objective this evening is not just to stimulate investment connections, market access, partnership, collaboration opportunities for these 10 incredible women entrepreneurs you're going to hear, but it's also about creating a ripple effect. When they succeed, when women entrepreneurs succeed, they provide a line of sight to thousands of others who stand beside them. And that's where we make the biggest difference and impact. It's not just about transforming their own lives, it's about transforming communities, continents, the world, solving some of these big issues. So please sit back, listen to these amazing business pitches, make those connections, let's do business. Thank you for your support tonight. Be inspired, and you're all part of making this a truly special occasion. Thank you. A big Lioness welcome from me.
Thank you very much, Melanie. And I just want to go back to your words of partnership, collaboration. I think post the pandemic, we are stronger together. Lionesses, we say further together. That is our Lioness mantra. I'm sure most of you would know it is an African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go further, we say further together. So thank you once again, Melanie. I'd like to now introduce Peter Derrek Hof to come and say a few words to you and officially open Startup Night Africa here in The Hague. I introduced myself earlier whilst we were networking, and I said, hi, my name is Nomalanga. I am your MC. He says, oh, you're the boss tonight. I said, no, I'm not the boss. He says, but you're running the program. You have the mic. So without further ado, please, if we could just stand, I think let's do it. I want to do it the African way. An African way, we welcome somebody. My African sisters in the room, you know how we do it best. We ululate. 1, 2, 3. You can take your seats. Thank you so much, Peter Derrek.
Thank you very much for that great welcome. Excellencies, representatives from the African Development Bank, the African Guarantee Fund, the Absa Bank, the private sector, civil society, government, dear and esteemed guests, welcome. Welcome on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, represented tonight by yours truly, by my colleague Wambampi Libon, who you will see later, and by many other colleagues here in the room. I cannot wait for this very exciting evening to unfold. An evening dedicated from the beginning to the end to the vibrant spirit of women entrepreneurship. It is truly a great honor for me to participate in this second Startup Night Africa. Thank you, Melanie, and the other Lionesses of Africa for bringing us together tonight. You really shine a light on the importance of investing in women and on equal opportunities. Tonight we will meet 5 brilliant women entrepreneurs, Sasha, Salma, Siny, Joyce and Dupe, from South Africa, Morocco, Senegal, Kenya and Nigeria. I was very impressed when I met you right before the start of this event, and I'm sure the audience, as Melanie said, will be blown away by you. And it's an incredible honor for us that you're seeking to expand your businesses to the Netherlands as the gateway to Europe. And I know you will succeed. Tonight we will also meet 5 Dutch businesswomen, Barbara, Thekla, Marieke, Solange and Merel, embarking on their business journey to the African continent. Entrepreneurs from Africa looking for business in the Netherlands. Entrepreneurs from the Netherlands looking for business in Africa. The true spirit of partnership is also the cornerstone of our Africa strategy. Last year, our Ambassador for Business and Development Cooperation addressed you. This year, I have the honor to speak to you in my capacity as Ambassador Gender Equality. So you probably know already what I'm going to say, but I'm saying it anyway. Not a single country in this world has achieved gender equality. According to studies, it will take us until the year 2154 to get to full gender equality in the world. 130 years. Even though all of us know the benefit of gender equality. Closing the gender gap increases GDP by 23% in emerging markets and developing economies. Gender equality would add 2 to 3 trillion euros to our GDP in the European Union by 2050. Everyone can do the math. So if you're not a feminist, you're simply not good at math. In my own country, in the Netherlands, there are less female CEOs than CEOs called Peter. That is really mind-blowing. And do not get me wrong, I am a Peter myself. I am all for the advancement of Peters. I wish us well. But I still find it very hard to get my mind around this embarrassing fact. Female entrepreneurs everywhere continue to face many challenges when it comes to financing, owning and growing business. They include legal barriers, limited access to capital and technology, attitudes and prejudices. Women-led startups account for less than 2% of venture capital invested in Europe and the US, and gender bias still plays a large role. Identical pitches are preferred when they are presented by a man, in 70% of the cases. In my 32 years as a diplomat, I have witnessed incredible journeys of women entrepreneurs. I've seen the endless potential when they are equipped with adequate funding and support. And we as Netherlands are a proud supporter of women entrepreneurship on the African continent. We work together with the AFAWA program of the African Development Bank, the Africa Guarantee Fund and the private sector. We aim to reduce the finance gap for women entrepreneurs in Africa by 5 billion before the end of 2026. We aim to create lasting enhanced business opportunities for women to continue to flourish in the future. We partner with many institutions. Many of them are here tonight, including the Dutch Development Finance Institution FMO, Invest International, Dutch Good Growth Fund, IFC, ASELI. Our Ambassador for Business and Development Cooperation and his team work tirelessly to achieve these ambitions. We support women economic empowerment and access to finance for women entrepreneurs in Africa by applying a gender lens in business practices and investments. So tonight, we embark on a journey filled with promise, creativity, and innovation. Whether you're a seasoned business leader, a budding startup founder, an investment banker, or an enthusiast eager to explore the latest ventures, you are an integral part of this dynamic community. There are no bystanders tonight. Lionesses of Africa, you have long been a champion of women entrepreneurs across the continent. Your dedication to amplifying the voices of female founders and providing them with the resources and support they need to thrive is truly commendable. Tonight is about challenging assumptions, breaking barriers, and unlocking new possibilities. Tonight is about realizing business opportunities together. So enjoy this evening filled with inspiration, learning, and meaningful connections. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for being such an ambassador. You mentioned 2154. I have never thought beyond 2030, 63, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of work to be done. And here in the room, that is where the work starts. That is where we can turn back and say, we were here on the 11th of June, 2024, and we started the wheels turning. Again, thank you so much, Peter Derrek. A round of applause. Speaking on the subject, once again, of the power of partnership, I'd like to welcome Nishdeep Sethi, Group Director, Structured Finance, AfriGuarantee Fund, to come and say a few words of welcome to you all. We are doing this via video. So team, thank you.
Good evening, all. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you to the second edition of the Startup Night, a significant event brought to you by the Lionesses of Africa in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands, the African Guarantee Fund, and Absa Bank, with the focus being to foster discussions around reducing poverty in Africa. Tonight, we come together to celebrate the entrepreneurial spirit of women, of African women, and to champion their journey towards economic empowerment and success. The Startup Night exemplifies the power of partnerships in supporting the growth of women entrepreneurs. Through collaboration and shared commitment, we aim to provide women with access to funding, capacity development, new markets, and invaluable networks that propel their businesses forward. It's through initiatives like this that we truly see the transformative impact we can have when we work together towards a common goal. I want to take a moment to recognize the Netherlands, particularly its feminist foreign policy and Africa strategy, which prioritize empowerment and investment in women entrepreneurs as key economic drivers and social development. Through such tailored strategies, we are now better positioned to create an enabling environment for women to thrive and contribute to the prosperity of their communities and beyond. At the heart of tonight's event is the African Guarantee Fund, AGF, whose mission and vision are deeply rooted in empowering women entrepreneurs through access to funding, which is demonstrated by a contribution and participation in the Affirmative Finance Action for Women in Africa, the AFAWA initiative, which is supported by the African Development Bank, G7 countries, Sweden, and the Netherlands. As AGF is the implementing partner of the AFAWA Guarantee for Growth program, we work with financial institutions across Africa to unlock financing of up to $2 billion for women entrepreneurs. To further support the women in utilizing the unlocked financing effectively and efficiently, the AFAWA program provides capacity development to the financial institutions and the women SMEs through expert organizations such as the Lionesses of Africa. AGF's unwavering dedication to supporting women entrepreneurs through partnerships with institutions like Lionesses of Africa amplifies our impact on the women across the continent. Together, we can break down the barriers and create opportunities for women to thrive in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. To the women entrepreneurs who will be pitching tonight, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. You have taken the opportunity to connect with investors, showcase your businesses, and pursue your growth goals with determination and resilience. Your courage and vision inspire us all, and we are committed to supporting you every step of the way. As we embark on this evening's festivities, I urge each and every one of you to make it count. Let's maximize the opportunities to invest, to build connections, and open up new market opportunities for our women entrepreneurs. Together, let's be part of their growth journeys and create a future where every woman has the opportunity to thrive and succeed. Thank you all, and let the Startup Night Africa begin.
Thank you. Please give Nishdeep a round of applause. I think I'm standing there and my heart is just warming up and I'm just smiling. The power of connection, and I love her words, so that women entrepreneurs can thrive, right? Thank you. Please give her another round of applause. So once again, you'll hear this is the thread for the night. The power of partnership to make positive change happen for women entrepreneurs, not just in the room, but all across Africa and Europe at a policy, a funding level, and a business level. And so now you may remember, if you attended Startup Night last year, I did have those raised hands up. We showcased several young women entrepreneurs. We had a video play out on each of them who are on Orange Corners programs in Africa, and they are getting the support and the development they need to grow their businesses. So to give us an update on the impact being made for women entrepreneurs through Orange Corners, I'd like to welcome Erik Parigger, the program coordinator. Erik, please. If you would come up front, thank you. Please give him a round of applause. I always feel a little bit short when, thank you. Thank you, Erik.
Thank you, Nomalanga. And as Nishdeep said, let the Startup Night Africa begin. So I'm happy to announce myself as the only person standing in between the start of Startup Night Africa and this very moment. So I better keep it short. First of all, I'd really like to thank Lionesses of Africa for having us back after last year. Clearly, we didn't break down the house, so I think that's a good start. But over the years, we've run a number of really successful projects with the Lionesses of Africa, including female entrepreneurship breakfasts through their lean-in events in Mozambique and Côte d'Ivoire. And I hope many more collaborations can come up in the future, because through partnerships, we can do so much more. So truly, this power of partnership is really important. Now, consider me your warm-up act for tonight. I will aim at the entrepreneurs here today, because I think they're the real heroes, and I'd like to start with another big round of applause, because I think this is really what it's all about. But to not leave you on a cold stage, I think with the first pitcher in particular, we will leave the stage a bit warm. Let me start with my favorite entrepreneurial joke. An entrepreneur with 0 customers has 0 problems. An entrepreneur with 1 customer has 99 problems. So take that in mind. I hope that many of you can relate today. So once again, my name is Erik. I'm the program coordinator of Orange Corners. And Orange Corners is an initiative of the Kingdom of the Netherlands that supports young entrepreneurs already in a very early stage. We're talking entrepreneurs between 18 and 35. And I'm happy to say that there's already a lot of cross-pollination with the network here. I think I spoke to Salma. Salma, please raise your hand. Please stand up. It's a little pre-pitch, but Salma also took part in an Orange Corners program and is pitching here today. And I think we're really seeing the importance of this network. So we at Orange Corners, just like the Lionesses, we really believe in the power of entrepreneurship to create a more sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous society. And that is why we really work in public-private partnerships to support young entrepreneurs and strengthen entrepreneurial ecosystems. And so far, we've supported more than 2,900 entrepreneurs, of which 1,300 women, across 20 countries. We also work in a systemic manner, not only addressing entrepreneurial training, but also addressing policy advocacy, knowledge-to-knowledge exchange, and gender equity. And regarding this last point, I come bearing good and bad news. I think we heard a bit from Peter Derrek already, but the bad news is that female entrepreneurs are still very much disproportionately affected by challenges in the entrepreneurial space. Women face so much more difficulty accessing finance, accessing international networks, and finding qualified mentors. And not all cultures are still supportive of female entrepreneurship. Also here in the Netherlands, there's still a significant gap when it comes to gender equity. Now, this highlights the importance of networks like the Lionesses of Africa and Orange Corners, which address multiple challenges at once. And that does bring me to some of the good news as well, because data shows that when we make a dedicated effort to make a difference, it really does make a difference. I'll give you one example from our own program. I mentioned that we have over 1,300 women supported, but if you take the 2,900 entrepreneurs that participated, that represents a 44% female participation rate, and that's not the 50% we are aiming for. So we have worked hard to increase this rate over time with dedicated efforts varying from changing application procedures to tailoring our marketing and communication efforts to providing more tailored support, all based on a gender equity guide that I have here. It's an internal document, and I know the problems in this house with holding up internal documents that should not be photographed, so I'll put it down quickly. But I would like to take this as a moment of inspiration that if you really make a dedicated effort, there is so much you can change. So think of organizing things that you can organize yourself. Think of support groups, think of roundtables, think of a number of initiatives you can take. So I hope this serves as a bit of inspiration and you will take this with you through the event as you come here today. Of course, once again, thank you to the Lionesses for creating this platform for collaboration. And please, please, please think of the power of partnership when you're here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erik. Like you said, the short-winded will be invited again, so next time you'll be back with us. Please give him a round of applause. So let's get down to the main reason why we are here today, to introduce and connect you to 10 leading women entrepreneurs in growth mode and looking for investment in new market opportunities, plus opportunities to collaborate and partner. As mentioned earlier, 5 are from the African continent and 5 are from here in the Netherlands, but doing business or looking to expand into Africa. They represent a wide range of business sectors, but they share one big thing in common. Their success makes a positive economic and social impact in their countries, and they all have growth and expansion on their minds to grow that impact. They say if you empower one woman, there are 10 other people that she is empowering. So I hope you all downloaded the program. If we can put up the QR code, you will find the gorgeous women there. You will get to know their businesses. So when I introduce them, it's very brief, to the point, and they will come up and do what they do. Right, so pitch section 1. Most of you may know how it's done. I will call up all the ladies. They will sit in their order. I will get off stage. The minute they welcome themselves and you, their 4 minutes starts then. 4 minutes is not a lot of time. We've prepped them. We've gone through the process over yesterday and today. So I'm quite confident they'll come in within their 4 minutes and under. So I'd like to ask our first group of lionesses to join me on stage. Sasha Knott, co-founder, Job Crystal, South Africa, UK. Dr. Salma Bougarrani, founder, Green Watech, Morocco. Joyce Kamande, founder, Safi Organics, Kenya. Dupe Killa-Kafidipe, founder, Platinum Fisheries, Nigeria. And to end off the first group of lionesses pitching, please welcome Siny Samba, founder, Lionceau. They have been briefed. When I stand up, it means they've got 30 seconds. They should be on their last slide. I love the laughs, I love the giggles. So, as we start, Sasha, it's over to you. Thank you. And your 4 minutes starts now.
Hallo, Malo, Sawabane, Goeienacht en begroeten. Very warm welcome, and my name is Sasha. We as humans all struggle to find the right fit. We find in our personal lives, we need to find the right partner. The investors in the room, you're looking for the right unicorn. And for entrepreneurs, you are always looking for the right staff member. The problem is it takes 2 months to find the right person, to find the right lid for your right jar. But what if you could hire in minutes? You could find the right experience, the right skills, and the right culture, all in one. So meet Crystal. She is an AI tool with a SaaS product that helps businesses, specifically small to medium, be able to find the right human to join your team. Yes, the market is big enough. We all know, and all of the people in this room that are hiring, the market is big enough and it is difficult to recruit and difficult to recruit well. And yes, there's lots of competition in this space, but the competition are focusing on the very big jars. And not many people are focusing enough on the small to medium businesses that need the most help with AI, where they can make the most impact in economies. And to solve 2 problems, Europe struggles to find the right talent. Africa struggles to find the right jobs. What if AI, specifically Job Crystal, and Crystal with our AI machine, could solve that problem and become the talent bridge? Our team is well connected and our jars fit very, very well. I come from a tech background, strategic. My business partner comes from the execution operations side with recruitment. There are 2 of us that have had successful exits in the business, and we obviously have Crystal on the books, who does phenomenally well for us. We also obviously are here as the Lionesses of Africa, so we are incredibly good hunters, and that shows. And for those investors that are looking for a unicorn, let me give you some stats. We're female run. We developed our own AI. We are a SaaS product. We are in Africa, and we did close our pre-seed round, which makes us, I think, a 0.001. So you've pretty much found your unicorn. The ask, we are looking for $1 million, just over 1 million, 1.2, where we be able to grow the AI, make it faster. Currently, we can recruit in minutes. We're looking for seconds. And we are looking for the right partner. If we can solve the recruitment the way we believe we can make a dent in unemployment. So if you're looking for a partner that can give you the big numbers, but also add joy to your life and make an impact in Africa, we are definitely your partner. So I ask the business owners in this room and all of you that hire people, what would you do with a couple more hours in your life? Thank you.
Can I hear a bigger round of applause? Sasha, you made 4 minutes such a breeze. To the next pitches, standard has been set. Right, I'd like to welcome Dr. Salma Bougarrani, founder, Green Watech, Morocco.
Thank you.
Your 4 minutes starts now.
Wow.
Here we go. Okay, your 4 minutes starts now.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Salma Bougarrani. I'm CEO and co-founder of Green Watech social enterprise based in Morocco. Or according to my grandma, I'm the water doctor, which is quite because actually at Green Watech we are not just treating wastewater, but we are reinventing the way rural communities access to safe water for their farms through innovative, practical, and long-lasting solutions. Being without access to water and basic sanitation has profound impacts on children, women, and men, risking their health, safety, and dignity. In Morocco, more than 15 million people living in 32,000 villages do not have access to safe sanitation service. Wastewater is directly rejected into rivers without any treatment. And besides that, agriculture consumes more than 80% of available water. At Watech, we developed an affordable, long-lasting, and low-tech solution to treat wastewater so it can be used in agriculture for food production. It is really affordable, 30% cheaper to implement and 70% cheaper to maintain compared to the other technologies. It is a passive solution. It doesn't require any energy for operation. We use only gravity. And also, the treated water can be reused to irrigate fruit and vegetables destined to human consumption. So far, we have impacted more than 20,000 end users in the Moroccan market. We have treated more than 380 million liters of water and produced more than 20,000 tons of food. We work every day very hard to democratize access to safe sanitation service. After hearing my pitch, I think that you might think that we are a charity organization, but the good news is we achieve an ROI of 16%, and we are just here today to prove that impact and success can go hand on hand. And today, we are looking for grants to support in a better way our end users, but also for debts, because one of our big clients is the government with a payment cycle of almost 9 months. So join us in building the future of the next generation, and because Watech is more impactful with videos, so I'm inviting you to. As a child, I saw wastewater directly rejected into rivers. So I made it my mission to find a solution for access to safe water and sanitation for all. My business is called Watech. We have created an affordable and low-tech water plant that treats wastewater so it can be reused in agriculture for food production. Watech doesn't require any energy. We use natural aeration and gravity to make water flow. We teach local population in rural areas how to maintain their own land by themselves. We also give workshops about the impacts of clean sanitation. So far, we impacted more than 15,000 people and treated more than 200 million liters of water. Seeing the impact on people's life is just amazing, and it really drives me to keep going. Thank you so much.
To the good doctor, well done. It's getting easier every year, Melanie. Up next, I'd like to welcome Joyce, Kamande founder, Safi Organics, all the way from Kenya. Thank you, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me borrow your mind for the next 4 minutes and take you through the world of fertilizers. Do you know that farmers in Africa pay 2 to 3 times the world fertilizer prices? And this is expected to rise up to 5 times come 2030. This is because most large-scale fertilizer production plants are located in developed world, and shipping these fertilizers to emerging markets such as sub-Saharan Africa is logistically complex. This means for a farmer like Mr. Kenywa, he can only afford the cheapest synthetic fertilizers that in the long run degrades and acidifies their soils, making these farmers food insecure. And this is unacceptable. Safi Organics, we're embracing technology and we are changing this narrative. We embrace technology design together with MIT to decentralize and small-scale fertilizer production in village-based units using the locally available resources, labor, and waste. And imagine, within 4 hours, we have our fertilizer ready. So our first product is biochar. Then we have designed a nutrient mix that we add into this biochar so that we can sell a product to the market labeled Safi. And we partner with distributors to sell the products across the country. And what is amazing is that our fertilizer is able to increase yields by 30% and actually sequester 1.7 tons of CO2 from the atmosphere. We have competition from big brands such as Yara and composting plant. But what is amazing is that Safi Organics products can be able to be tailor-made and fit the fertilizer, the soil needs of our farmers. And it's actually environmental pollution free. So it's a product that is sustainable in the market. To date, we are serving over 12,000 smallholder farmers across the country, operating 2 production plants running at 5 tons per day. This August, we are looking to double that and actually achieve 12 tons per production facility in one facility. By the end of the year, this will be sufficient to serve a customer base of 50,000 smallholder farmers in Kenya. You may ask, how are we making money? We generate revenue, making a 40% gross profit from the sale of our fertilizers. In the medium term, we are looking to sell carbon credit. We have already got a pre-purchase from Klana Bank to be able to sell our carbon credit. And that's amazing for us and our farmers. In the medium term and the long term, we are looking to partner with agripreneurs in different countries, and we franchise our model. They use our technology and they can be able to sell fertilizers in their local regions. We are cash positive, we are broken even, and this year we are aiming to hit and surpass the $1 million mark because the carbon revenue will be another revenue stream for Safi Organics. We have created impact, over 110 rural jobs, valued at about $650,000, sequestered over 34,000 tons of CO2 from the environment, and that means we have been able to recycle over 20,000 tons of biomass alone in Kenya. The future is very bright, looking at a point where we'll get into the momentum of sequestering over 300,000 tons of CO2. We are seeking for $3 million, and this is possible because we want to expand and automate our whole production process and expand to other regions, get the muscles to actually place the product in across all the aggregates. We have been dared by exploits to actually sequester 1 gigaton from the atmosphere. Join a team of enthusiastic young entrepreneurs in Kenya, changing the narrative and empower and transform over 240 million smallholder farmers across the globe. Thank you.
Well done, Joyce. Well done, Joyce. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm about to stand up and I'm taking. And she looks at me, she's like, sign up. Once again, give her a round of applause. Up next, Dupe Killa-Kafidipe, founder Platinum Fisheries, all the way from Nigeria.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dupe Killa-Kafidipe. Thank you for the opportunity to share my vision for scaled seafood production. Our range of products and services include live seafood production all the way through to training and mentoring programs designed to transition traditional fishing communities to ethical and sustainable practices. The problems we're solving are of food poverty and environmental degradation. Our solution for scaled seafood production directly commits to SDGs of zero hunger, climate action, and life below the sea. I have experienced hunger myself. I have lived through the complications of poverty. The developmental years I lost, they've never been recouped. I have spent a lot of time deepening my passion, expanding my skills and knowledge. And I think in 2024, where trips to space are becoming common, it's a disgrace that there's global food poverty. In terms of highlights, we closed 2023 with a 40% year-on-year growth on production. We have large markets advantage. Our opportunities lies in climate smart technology, and we already lead in social and environmental impact. we started to be profitable from 2019, and we have stayed profitable since then. So here is a theory of change and impact framework. I would love for you to ask me to share that with you at the end of this program. To scale production and achieve 1 million kilograms, that's 1,000 tons of seafood, ethically farmed seafood in 2025, Platinum Fisheries is seeking $2 million US. That will be utilized to procure essentially a biotech system called the recirculatory aquaculture system, implement renewable energy and other infrastructure, and invest, of course, in human resource, human capital. The recirculatory aquaculture system would help us to be efficient cost-wise in terms of input resource of land, water, of feed, and other systems, and then we can unlock exponentially increased revenue for the future. So why should you partner with me? I have invested a whole lot of time into looking into the problem of food poverty. I am hoping that tonight I will make the partnerships needed to solve global food poverty for good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dupe. And lastly, in the pitch session 1, a young lady who, when we were busy in the background, I looked at her, I said, my darling, 4 minutes goes very quickly. And to end us off, please welcome Siny Samba founder, Lionceau, all the way from Senegal.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am Siny Samba, founder of Lionceau, and we manufacture locally sourced and produced baby food in collaboration with smallholder farmers. It all started when I was 6 years old. I remember seeing children living on the street and struggling to find food. And my grandma used to tell me, Siny, we all have the power to change things. So once a week, we used to cook together for these children. And after different experience along the food value chain, working for multinational companies, I started asking questions. What about Senegal, my native country? What kind of products can we find in the market? I was shocked to realize that in Senegal, 19% of children under 5 suffer from malnutrition. Smallholder farmers are facing farm losses up to 40%. And we mainly have imported product. So for me, as a food processing engineer, I could not anymore accept to see in my home country smallholder farmers struggling to have access to markets and facing farmer losses, while on the other hand, we have 19% imported product and food insecurity. This context led me to take action, and I decided to go back home to create this company. And with a team who share my vision, we developed innovative solutions by leveraging on African traditional crops to craft tasty and nutritious baby food without any added sugar. So we've developed purees with fruits and vegetables by using, for example, baobab fruits, orange sweet potatoes, papaya, and we also developed cost-effectiveness infant cereals by using the African indigenous crops like millet or fenyo, which are both nutritious and climate smart. And our business model is simple. We are just selling products. But we have different segmentations, different distribution channels, and different packaging size depending on the target customers. And we are also developing the instant cereal. And for this, we'd like to partner for the institutional markets like WFP or UNICEF to really reach the bottom of the pyramid. Since the beginning, it was very complicated to scale the activities, but we managed to go through 2 co-founders to 35 collaborators and to scale the activities and increase our revenue each year. And we managed to reach over 130,000 babies, creating economic opportunities for smallholder farmers and also for women in rural area, and create jobs for youth. But this experience allowed me to realize that Senegal was just the first step, and we can replicate our model in a whole continent in a market estimated about 5 billion euro and create transformative impact. So we are building a Pan-African brand, and we would like to inspire other people in other countries that it's possible to create a circular, economic, inclusive business models and to create a more resilient food system. And for that, we're doing that in 2 steps. The first one, we're looking to raise 800K to increase our capacity of production, and we already secured 30% of the funds. And the second step, we're looking at 5 million euros to build a factory to cover all the West Africa and to expand in other markets. So if you like to join our roundtable to embark on our journey, I'd be very delighted to discuss. Thank you. Thank you.
Look at entrepreneurs, they're already battering. She took some of my time. Sasha, you're a darling. Ladies and gentlemen, those watching online as well, we do have time to chat to them, find out more about their businesses, how you can partner, how you can collaborate, and most importantly, how you can fund. Ladies and gentlemen, please give my entrepreneurs a round of applause. You can exit the seats. Thank you. Thank you very much as well to the tech team. I know at some point it felt a little bit, but we managed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now we're going to take a short break from the pitches before going into round 2. And we know that getting access to finance and growth funding is key to success for women entrepreneurs, the topic we spoke about last year as well. But we also know this remains such a huge challenge. So our short panel discussion will address what has been done over the past year when we were here and all around the continent as well as Europe, and also how we can get together to change the situation for better. Can I please ask Melanie Hawken to come back on stage? She will be joined by entrepreneur Chinga Musonda, co-founder Savannah Premium Chocolate from Zambia. She actually pitched last year, so give her a round of applause. And then joining us via Zoom link, the power of hybrid, we have Patrick Lumumba, Group Director, Capacity Development, African Guarantee Fund. And last year he was here in person to see how we do things in The Hague. And this is Vignesh Subramani, Head, Sales Planning, SME Business, Absa Bank, South Africa. Melanie, it's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. If you were... Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
If you were here last year, you will remember that one of the really big, thorny subjects we tackled at Startup Night Africa was actually how women entrepreneurs get access to funding. And at the moment, they are getting such a small percentage of funding on the African continent. So we wanted to come back a year later and actually tell you what has been done in the meantime. And I'm pleased to say a huge amount has been done. And I think we're now going to start to see the rewards actually being felt by the women entrepreneurs in our network and across the continent. So I'm delighted to actually welcome not just Chinga Musonda, who was with us last year, so it's going to be interesting to talk about what happened a year later, who is the founder of Savannah Premium Chocolate in Zambia and also here in the Netherlands, and also 2 of our really key funding partners across the African continent. So Patrick, Vignesh, Chinga, we just want to have a quick conversation, but really get to the nitty-gritty of what's happened a year down the line that is going to push the dial in the space for women entrepreneurs. So Chinga, can I start with you? When we talked last time, we were all talking about the challenges. We were talking about how tough it is for women entrepreneurs to get access to growth funding. What's happened in your space over the course of a year, and what are you looking for next for your growth path?
Yes, this is.
Yeah, I think it's on.
Okay, so I think it's been a good year, but still very challenging in a lot of ways. If I look at the funding, we're still looking for funding, and there are two types of funding. The main one that we consider, one is debt. The interest rates continue to be high if you're looking at the local markets. And then for investors, when you look at the local markets, you actually have very few investors, whereas talking to international investors, some say, we don't understand the African market, or, we don't have someone who's there. So that continues to be a challenge. On the brighter side, which is on the market, so we still continue to push because I'm the co-founder for Savannah Premium Chocolate. Our aim is to really grow the manufacturing process within Africa. So we are in Zambia at the moment, as well as Tanzania, but we're also expanding to Europe. So my sister has actually sent me 3,000 chocolate bars. I have them there, looking for distribution partners. So
there's a challenge in the room, people. We said there were going to be some practical ways of getting involved.
Yeah, so that's huge for us, but that took some time to get the right export licenses that we needed. It's also, we had to find a way around the duty tax, which is pretty high if you're actually exporting from Africa, because chocolate is considered a luxury product, which it shouldn't be, because people importing or exporting from the US, it's actually much cheaper for them than for an African who's doing business to export to the Netherlands or to the EU.
Okay. Yes. Good to hear. I mean, that things are growing and that you're actually making inroads into the European market. And I think for everybody that is actually watching online, all of our women entrepreneurs that are tuning in, exporting into Europe is possible. You can do it with the right kind of support. Talk to your fellow women entrepreneurs as well as to your financial institutions about that support. It's a partnership, right? Power of partnership, which turns me onto then our two guests joining us on Zoom. So Patrick, can I start with you first of all? We didn't want to talk about the challenges this time because we know what those are. We actually wanted to talk about the solutions. So Patrick, a lot of positive and game-changing work's been underway at Africa Guarantee Fund and AFAWA over the past year. I'd really like to have your insight as to what's being done to, first of all, build the capacity amongst women entrepreneurs, build the models, build the structures so that they are better prepared to access the funding they need to grow, because now is the time to do it, right? Tell us about the impact that you are now ready to make as an organization and with a network to really impact the lives of our women entrepreneurs trying to get that funding they need.
Hi, thank you so much, Melanie, for the invite. A great event so far, and to the entrepreneurs, congratulations, and stakeholders in the room. Indeed, the solutions are being found. It's not doom and gloom. The landscape is changing. Various stakeholders are changing, albeit slowly, but there are changes in terms of policies. We are looking at better policies. We're looking at better legal frameworks, and critically for AGF in partnership with FDB through the AFAWA initiative. We're also putting across solutions. And we realize that, of course, along these financing value chains, there are players, both from the supply end and the demand end. And of course, addressing those particular challenges is critical for this particular value chain to be strong. So from the supply end, which are the financial institutions, mostly work with the banks, we recognize that there are issues that needs to be changed in terms of perception within the financial institutions. Of course, you find that within a bank, for instance, even among some staff, they ask why should there be a specific women value proposition? What's different? After all, they're entrepreneurs. So these are the aspects that gradually we are changing those perceptions for them to appreciate the uniqueness that women SMEs have and the need for them to have a standalone product that addresses their needs comprehensively. So we support financial institutions to come up with right products. We train their staff to do appropriate credit appraisal for women SMEs. And also at the demand end, that is the women SMEs, we also appreciate that there's need for them to be prepared in terms of being ready to uptake credit or financial solutions that are being offered. So this is very fundamental for us, and that's the reason also why we intend to partner with the Lionesses of Africa as a BDS provider to address those particular challenges. So indeed, the positive aspects that are there, and we also appreciate the fact that women are strong. They're indeed very, very strong, versatile, and the thing is now is also to position themselves, get to know as much information as possible, because even at the government level, there are solutions. Technology is available. People can be able to Google, align themselves with the different networks, offering different solutions that the women can align with. So these are some of the issues that we are focusing on. But as AGF, tailor-made capacity development to financial institution and to women SMEs, but also providing our highly, highly discounted guarantees for the likes of Absa Group, who is our partner and coming on board very strongly. Melanie?
Perfect. Thank you, Patrick. And that's actually what we said last time. We wanted to see change happening. We wanted to see some fundamental things changing in the lives of women entrepreneurs. Access to funding doesn't happen on its own. It's got to be a power of partnership to make it happen. And we're now seeing that seeing that happening as we speak. So thank you, Patrick, for that. Vignesh, we know we need the banks on board. We need the banks to be very women entrepreneur friendly. And as Patrick said, find those products and those services that are tailored to them. So I'd love to hear from you. You've got first-hand experience of working with us, with our network. You work with women entrepreneurs day in, day out. Tell us what the bank is doing right now as part of its really aggressive new strategy to really support the growth of women entrepreneurs and get them the support they need right now.
Melanie, thanks so much. Really good to be back at Startup Night Africa. I want to take this opportunity very quickly just to thank the likes of the Lionesses of Africa, the Africa Guarantee Fund, as well as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands for having us once again as Absa. Really appreciate that. And I want to thank on behalf of our Managing Executive, Ronnie Mbatane, who looks after the SME business at Absa Relationship Banking. Really want to thank all of you for having us here today. Congratulations once again. We can't say it enough to all of the lionesses that are pitching today. The first 5 really went on really well, and I want to wish all of them all of the best with regards to their partnership and funding asks this evening. We've been really busy, Melanie. We've been really hard at work. In fact, when I was there last year in the Netherlands with yourselves at Startup Night, we were in the process of gathering our insights, doing a lot of research around women entrepreneurs, what their specific needs are. And we couldn't disclose too much at the time because we were busy doing the work behind the scenes. And then in October last year, we launched She Thrives, which is a women in business proposition specifically tailor-made for women in business, particularly within the South African context. And we had taken that proposition to market in the middle of October. Subsequently to that, about 2 weeks down the line, there was an announcement made from the African Development Bank, announcing the approval of Absa from a funding line point of view, with specific focus on youth SMEs as well as women-owned SMEs, and so that fell quite nicely into place after we had launched the first of its kind proposition. Since then, we've been working very closely with the African Development Bank in doing a few things. One is there's already an access to finance element that we've built into the She Thrives proposition. But through the support of the African Development Bank, we're now curating very specific programs, particularly from a non-financial support point of view as well, that we're busy building into the proposition. So we've been really hard at work doing that. The first version of the proposition, if I can call it that, we went to market in the middle of October last year, as I mentioned. We're continuously, building onto those propositions, enhancing it further and further. In fact, now we have a key focus on access to funding, and one of the elements also is that we believe that you shouldn't have to pay money to get access to funding, and so we're waiving those initiation fees with regards to those lending instruments that we give women entrepreneurs as well. So we're quite excited. We're really we believe we have the right proposition which we've taken to market, and we will build on it. And so this is just some of the ways in which we're availing those benefits to women entrepreneurs. So we've been really hard at work, and we continue to do so. And this was a great platform as well for us to come and share some of the work that we've been doing, since we met last year.
Vignesh, thank you. And again, another example of being able to talk about power of partnership. So I kind of want to throw this back to Chinga, because we wanted to see things happening over the last year and change happening. What do you think about what you're hearing right now?
I think it's fantastic. I think the only way we make a change is having dialogue and then taking action around it. From my perspective and looking at the bigger picture of what's happening in Africa, African women run 40% of the SME businesses, but they only get less than 1% of venture capital funding. So if we can't make a difference in this room, then we can't go anywhere. So I'm really happy to see the work that you're doing, but there's so much that banks can do, so much that investors can actually do. Yeah.
And if there's one word of advice you would like to give to our two funders in the room right now and to everyone else that is here listening to this, what would it be?
I have a big one. I think usually when we go to investors, or even I think hearing from you, you talk about the context of South Africa, or sometimes they'll tell me, we're investing in Kenya, but we're not yet in Zambia. How do we expand that to just not look at our little own area where we think we have the specialty? Let's expand it. If women are running businesses and they're successful, why not invest in them? Because they're capable.
So I'm going to toss this back. We have literally 1 minute. Can I have in 30 seconds from each of you your commitment going forward for this year? What do you want to see? I mean, you've set out some big goals. What do you want to see from your side, Patrick?
Of course, African Guarantee Fund, just to respond, we're in 43 countries at the moment and expanding. We are very strongly in Zambia. And we want to onboard as many bank groups as possible so that we're able to cover every corner, including the fragile countries where we are very, very focused on, has been neglected for a while. And as AGF, we want to unlock funding to the tune of $4 billion based on our partnership with FDB AFAWA, and provide as much technical assistance, very targeted technical assistance to prepare women SMEs get into funding. So we are committed to that, be able to grow. And the mantra is more strategic partnerships, more banks, more stakeholders, more investment, and more credit-ready women SMEs so that they are able to grow and transform the economies in the African countries.
Power of partnership, we heard it again. 20 seconds, Vignesh. What do you want to achieve this year?
Melanie, I'm pleased to announce that since we launched the proposition in the middle of October, we've had literally thousands of women entrepreneurs, reach out to us and sign up for the actual offering, and we want to get to thousands more. But specifically to the ask from in the room is, we are a Pan-African bank, and we have representation in a number of countries. I'm saying, really leverage our support, engage us so that we can put you in touch with, even trade and working capital solution specialists who can sort of create those links into other African countries if you're looking to, go cross-border, because we do have the ability to do that. So that's really our commitment and really our ask to reach out to us and engage us because we have the solutions. Thanks, Melanie, once again. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks so much. And it's good to be able to come back and actually say a year later, change happened. Thanks so much. Would you thank everybody that was actually part of the panel? Change in action. Thanks, Chinga.
Thank you very much, Melanie. Thank you to the panel. Chinga, thank you so much, Patrick. And thank you once again, Vignesh. Lovely to see you both on screen. By the way, Lionesses, for those that are watching on screen as well, don't forget, if you want to hear and see what we are doing, www.lionessesofafrica.com. A lot of what has been spoken about, you will find it on our website. And I have been getting WhatsApps from South Africa. We're watching. Thank you so much. And to the rest of the Lionesses in the continent, we hope tonight is really something amazing to you as well. And hopefully you will be in touch with us. Right, pitch session 2. I would like to call the second group of stage. Please come through. Barbara Ngwanemsia, founder Batazia. Please come forward. Thekla Teunis, founder Grounded. Mariki de Reiter de Wild, founder Open Food Chain. Solange Dalmea, founder Symfonio Bivi. And lastly, Merel Van der Lei, CEO, Wise Talk. I love the cleverness in the room. Let's just drink some water. Let's get those Haibo. Very clever. Thank you, ladies. All right. So, Barbara, I'm going to get off stage. I will leave you to do what you do best. Yes, it works, ma'am. They're saying, great, thank you. Okay, they'll run it for you from the back as well. Your 4 minutes starts now.
Up to 90% of Africans in most African countries do not speak well or understand well the language of education in their countries. That is hundreds and millions of people being denied the opportunity to access the information they need that will change their lives in the language that they understand best. We are creating technology that will make reading, writing, and learning possible. We are creating technology that will make reading, writing, and learning possible in every single African language. And we are creating technology that will make translation of content into, across, and from African languages authentic and instant. And what is that technology? The technology we are using is AI and machine learning. We are designing algorithms, training machines to honor African languages, to take African structures into consideration. We are using Afrocentric directions in everything we do. Now, how do we get all these goodies to people? It's through businesses. Anybody who is working with any African, who has African workers, who has African customers, whoever you are, whether you're a government, whether you're a business, we want to work with you. And all you have to do is to use our API. You can have our APIs integrate in your system, or you can use one of our services. I'll come to that. You can use one of our services, and all you have to do is use our subscription system. We also develop languages. So with big organizations, we can develop a language for you, and that's an enterprise solution. We also have a portal that you can go, and it's a freemium. You can just go try, do some translations in the languages that are there, and once you have gotten that microphone. Oh, do I start again? Okay, sorry, were you able to hear me? Yes. Oh, perfect, okay. All right, I'll just show you our services. We work with, we deal with websites, we create chatbots, we translate content, we translate images, we do all of this. Now, let me tell you about the market, the translation market. We have a bigger market, but we're starting with the translation. Globally, our market is 41 billion. Now, in Africa, the translation business in Africa is just 2 billion, but we think it's more. What we have for ourselves is just 7 million. But what makes us think we can have 7 million out of this is because within a matter of weeks, over 300 businesses want to work with us. 2 governments are already talking with us, and we are starting. 2 governments are already working with us, and we are starting. We were starting a pilot with one of the governments. We have fintechs like Flutterwave wanting to talk with us. We have agro-businesses wanting to do business with us. But this is overwhelming. How do we deal with all of this? We need 1.25 million now to deal with all of these businesses. That's one. We want to reach up to 50 languages within one year. We want to get to over 500K users. We need the money to strengthen our team. We need the money to strengthen our marketing. We have very talented people working with us. At the moment, our founding team is made up of 3 women and 1 man. Inside this room today is one of our founders. We are ready and waiting to do business with anybody. We are ready to do business with anybody. We have the system in place. We have everything in place. If you are an investor, if you are a government, if you are in business, we are ready to talk business with you. Thank you.
Thank you. In true African style, we walk away from the microphone and use our God-given asset. My fellow entrepreneurs, if you feel this is restricting you, there's a microphone there. You can switch it on, team. Just be aware of them. Up next, I want to introduce Thekla Teunis, a founder, Grounded. And ma'am, the stage is yours. Thank you. And your 4 minutes starts now.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel very honored to be standing here. Actually, maybe one point I wanted to make first. I'm also a mother and an entrepreneur, and I very often get asked the question, isn't that too tough? So maybe just a question to all of you. Can you maybe stop asking that question and instead say, that's so cool? Now that will help me a lot. Since 2014, I have been working together with an amazing team that's based in South Africa and Kenya on the question, how can we create a business model that increases income for farmers whilst also promoting sustainable agriculture? We've worked with hundreds of farmers, like the one in this picture, to find a solution. And the question really is, how can we answer that question for ladies like the farmer in this picture who own half a hectare and have no ability to invest? We have been able to find a model which is profitable, scalable, and delivers fair returns for farmers, nature, and investors. We set up an investment structure called the Grounded Investment Company, which allows international investors to participate in these ventures. And the reason why our model works is because we do not just invest on a farm level, but we actually invest in the entire value chain. The value chain is everything between the farmer and the end consumer. Our model is underpinned by a very strong business case for farmers from day one, not requiring any transition financing. And we have become pioneers in implementing regenerative agriculture on the African continent. For those who do not know, regenerative agriculture is a way of farming that allows nature to thrive and actually uses nature to grow crops. It's very different from conventional agriculture, which you see in the bottom right, which actually kills all nature to grow just one crop. And key drivers for the regen agri-revolution that we see, we really believe that this is going to become huge in the coming decades, because we've seen farmers can achieve much higher margins when they implement regenerative agriculture because their costs go down and yields actually go up. They can achieve higher quality, which immediately translates into higher prices. And in the future, we also believe we will be able to unlock payments for carbon credits or biodiversity credits. This is what we invest in. We invest in primary processing companies. So these are actually companies that purchase from thousands of smallholder farmers. We invest in machinery, equipment, fantastic entrepreneurs, and then we help them to create higher quality products so that they can get higher margins and also pay higher prices to farmers. And we do not stop there because we provide very strong support to the farmers. We implement regenerative agriculture trainings, such as in this picture where you see Michelle, she's a regen ag lead in our team, and Omari from a company we invested in. They're making disease-suppressing compost with farmers in Tanzania where they grow spices. It's enriched with a fungus that suppresses diseases. You can make it very easily, it's cheap, and it works like a bomb. Then they get much higher quality pepper and less diseases. We invest in crops in which smallholder farmers can really excel and generate relatively high income. And our first investments, luckily, have done really well because we're a first-time fund. We've exceeded expectations, and we invested in a spice company in Tanzania and a coffee company in Uganda. And I'll go very quickly. We're raising 3 million euros this year. Our goal is to get to 100 million in assets under management. It's great. You're investing something really tangible and inspiring. Thanks.
Well done, and thank you once again, Thekla. Up next is America de Ruyter de Wilde, founder, Open Food Chain.
Yes, thank you. It feels a bit like a tennis game if you're here, because there's a screen there, and we're sort of in between speakers and screens. Anyhow, we are Open Food Chain, we are public traceability. Today, it is a requirement by governments in the European Union, but also in the US, in Americas, to actually have traceability. As a consumer, you want it, but as a government, luckily, finally, we want it as well. We are a public traceability system, and let me explain you what that means. This is a supply chain. You've seen many supply chains in the past couple of minutes. Farm to fork. There's already a lot of tech out there, and what we do, we establish something that you can sort of envision like a highway, where digital solutions push data to our blockchain, which is called Open Food Chain, and thereby establishing a product passport. Now, if you are a farmer, you can make a registration onto the digital infrastructure saying that my plots are actually deforestation free, because then you actually can export and sell. And that then can be verified by anything like a government institution, an auditing company or whatever on that infrastructure. And that actually is very efficient, because today it's very inefficient. This is an image of the B2B interface. So as a company, you can see where's my product coming from, what is it made of, and what claims are actually made on that. If you scan this, you can actually see what this is. So you see the ingredients, you see how they're made, and you see actually what claims they made. So it is also about fair pay to farmers. It is about sustainability. Now, what we bring new to the traceability world is interoperability, which really means we can connect to anything, anywhere. It is affordability. We actually set out to make, in Dutch terms, a cheap traceability infrastructure that actually works in agriculture, because margins are low. We need to sort of be margin critical. And it's accessible to anyone, anywhere. We are live in 5 industries. We seek business in Africa for coffee, cacao, but also for coffee, we're starting soon. Fisheries and perhaps juices. Our go-to-market strategy is to work with the biggest of brands. So we start in juice, for example, with Refresco. You wouldn't know Refresco, but it's the biggest bottler in the world. They put oranges or orange juice in bottles, and they onboard their supply chain, and they onboard their supply chain. That's how we kill the chicken and egg conundrum. We have a SaaS model, a very simple business model, where everyone who actually is not a farmer and not a consumer pays. They pay a fixed fee. This year we close at $500,000 recurring revenue, and we double that over the years to come. We have a beautiful team. We have a lot of experience, a lot of old people, but also young people. They're in the back there. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Alex. Thank you for coming. On the left here, you see actually that agriculture is a great business. I mean, it's the most interesting business anyway, but it's also growing. And agri-food is growing at 10%, but traceability is growing at 5% stronger. So invest in Open Food Chain, invest in a traceability system that really changes the way things work. It really has a lot of power to to farmers and smallholder farmers, because they can start to actually earn on their data. We are early stage. We are about 5-6 years here, but we are de-risked because we have technology that we make ourselves. It's tested. People pay for it. It's working. Thank you.
Woo-hoo! Thank you so much, Mariki. Up next, Solange Dolme, founder Symphonio BV. Round of applause for her.
Thank you. It's Domai, by the way.
Domai. I will get it right.
Good evening. Oh, what? I'm dropping. Good evening. Last year I was here. I mean, I'm using my time, my 4 minutes, but I really wanted to say this. I was here last year, and I was so impressed by the quality of the presentation and the content I made here. And I actually reached out to Melanie and James. He's somewhere hiding behind, to say, how can I join? And here we are, and I just want to say thank you, even if this is taking my time. Fonio. Fonio is good for you, it's good for the nature, it's good for the farmer. It's a staple crop from Africa. It's a native from the Sahel. It grows with little water. In 8 weeks, It needs nothing, no fertilizer, no pesticide, and it's just a perfect and ideal crop that tick all the sustainable boxes, SDG goals, and anything that you want. So growing up in Chad, I used to eat fonio as a porridge. My mom was making fonio porridge with milk and peanut butter. Sorry, when I talk about this every time, I get emotional. Sorry. So, oh, Jesus. Okay. Sorry. So, oh, thank you.
That's so cool.
Thanks, Erik.
Stupid. Anyway, the reason she was relying on fonio is because she was battling diabetic, so she needed a cereal that she could eat without having her sugar blood rush. And so by doing so, she was feeding herself, but she was also giving us the best meal that we could use and hold on the whole day without having hunger. So when I discovered that, 35 years later, realizing why she was using fonio and coming from the Sahel, I know the challenge is there. And so I embarked on a mission to increase fonio production, organic fonio production, by so enhancing food security, create jobs, build community, and also deliver on a return on investment. So I experienced hunger firsthand growing up in the Sahel and Chad. But that was a long time ago because, okay, you cannot see it, but I'm quite some age. And the problem is still the same. We are still facing hunger. Nothing has changed. And we are still talking about solutions that are not working well. Fonio can just do that. AFAWA has estimated that by 2050, we will have to increase 70% of the food production. How will we do that? Well, fonio is one of the solutions that we can use because it's very easy, as I mentioned before. You can produce it in just 8 weeks in the desert. What do you need more? And so how do we do that? We have embarked since 2020 in Burkina Faso, processing from the field to the supermarket shelves, working with over 2,500 farmers, mainly female farmers. And by doing so, we are addressing many problems like food insecurity, which I mentioned before, inequality, youth unemployment. You can read. And so how can you do to help us multiply our impact? I would like to use the word that Peter has said. There are no bystander today. So each one of you today can just go to a supermarket, Eco Plaza. We are supplying to all organic supermarkets here in the Netherlands. You can go and buy. You can go and order online. But most importantly, we would love you to connect us with big supermarkets. Actually, we are not really asking for money, but for opening doors so that we can supply to WFP, to all major food productions or food consumers that can help us make bigger impact.
Thank you. Well done, Solange. 4 minutes is not easy. And to finish off this second pitch session, please welcome Merel Van der Lei, CEO. Nice talk.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'll not walk away from this microphone. It is such a pleasure and honor to be here today amongst these 9 inspirational women and to share more with you about what Wystock is and what problems we solve, which is very important to us. So at Wystock, let me see if it works. At Wystock, we are very passionate about connecting and empowering the often disconnected and underprivileged frontline. We've heard here about bridging the economic gap for women. That often goes hand in hand with bridging the gap for the front line. So why we do that? 80% of the world's working population, which is a staggering 2.8 billion people, are frontline workers. They have less access and less opportunities in life. It is our mission at WiseTalk to connect them and to enable them to thrive. How we do that? Through a digital and mobile-first connection between employers and employees. So, although our home base is in South Africa, we operate globally with a team of 85 employees, of which the majority is female, and we've connected hundreds and thousands of frontline workers across 5 continents to date. So to give you a glimpse at some of our clients, we work in most blue chip industries and are very comfortable connecting frontline workers in complex enterprise structures, which is very difficult if you have a dispersed workforce. So we don't do it alone. We do grow our business organically, but also through fantastic partners who introduce us and sell our platform to their client base. So what sets us apart? We offer frontline essential and mission-critical features in a very data-light way. And data is a problem in other regions than Europe. We can connect through multiple channels and in multiple languages. We can reach everyone or a very specific subset of people with critical messages in just a few minutes. So imagine a fire at your location. We'll be able to reroute your people. We're fully secure and compliant across borders, and our clients and users love us. They really do. So what is the impact that we bring? Because that is what we are all about at WiseTalk. So 80% of the world's working population is deskless. More than 90% of South Africa's workforce is as well. Yet less than 1% of software investment globally is in frontline workforce solution. So that's heavily underrepresented. We think that is a major opportunity and also something that everyone should strive for. So what is it that frontline workers, those 2.8 billion worldwide, face every day? 75% have no access to information and resources like you and I. I do my shopping online, I do my taxes online. They can't even get their payslip online. 80% of them are low or illiterate. 71% of them work in unsafe or unhealthy environments. Their day-to-day is literally filled with obstacles that hold them back from performing and thriving. The cost of that disconnect runs into the billions every year. Think paper, think inefficiencies, think literal lives. What we solve? On the one hand, we impact and empower employees, and on the other, we make sure, that we bring you a return on investment. We save money, and we save a lot of lives. So our ask is, like Solange, multiply our impact. Please help us reach the many more, because that is our ambition. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, entrepreneurs, please stand. Quickly. Thank you. Can I have the other 5? Come join them very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pitching. Oh my hats. Quickly, ladies, you can come and stand next to each other. Move along, quickly. 4 minutes is not an easy task, but 4 minutes is what most of them did. Some did under 4 minutes, well done. Some, they had a grace from the others, but I want you to give them the most amazing round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was not easy, but you made it. Ladies, 1, 2, 3, take a bow. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sure, they will remember this for the rest of their lives. We have a friend at the back who pitched last year as well. and we did very well, and everybody remembers what happened. And this time she's in the auditorium. Hello, my friend. Sarah? Nkhona kunjani? Thank you very much. Right, I am going to now hand it over to Melanie Hawken. We've got exciting news and developments that we want to really land that will positively impact women entrepreneurs and their businesses. Melanie, it's over to you.
Thank you. We made a promise last year that this was not going to be just another talk shop, that it was actually about action, and that's why we have some exciting news to announce tonight. Across the 10 years that Lionesses of Africa has been operating, this is our 10th anniversary, we've come to know that women entrepreneurs in our community are amazing problem solvers. So if you need a problem solved, bring together an amazing group of women entrepreneurs. Chances are they will get to the solution faster than anyone else. So we listened with great interest last year to the key problems raised by our speakers at the event, and we said, what are we going to do to solve or help to solve these in the year that we have after that? Namely, how do we address the gender funding gap? How do we address the lack of reliable data on Africa's women entrepreneurs to support decision-making by buyers, investors, partners, you name it? How do we deal with the fact that Africa's women entrepreneurs are all too often not prepared or investment ready to actually take advantage of funding when it appears? That's an issue. And the fourth key issue raised at last year's event was, how do we harness the power of Africa's women entrepreneurs to tackle key environmental challenges? Not just Africa's women entrepreneurs, all women entrepreneurs. So we heard these challenges highlighted. The Lioness team has been working with its impact partners over the last year to find the solutions that we need, and we think of it as taking action by delivering solutions. So here are some things that you're hearing for the first time tonight. Green business. We're developing a dedicated Lioness Green Business portal to support Africa's women entrepreneurs going green in business. It's going to become an essential resource for our community of 1.8 million women entrepreneurs who are interested in making existing businesses more environmentally focused or looking to launch new green businesses. And to take this Lioness Green Business portal live, we are seeking a new impact partner to work with us to fund the critical impact-driven partner the project, and we're looking forward to speaking with some of you, I hope many of you, over the coming days and weeks. So that's the Lioness Green Business Portal. Next, we are launching a brand new Lioness Playbook series. We know women entrepreneurs need to really enhance their skills, develop their knowledge, and become more savvy in order to take advantage of these opportunities. We're producing a number of brand new digital playbooks covering everything from, we already have, getting your business funding ready, future of work, digital transformation. Literally in the next few weeks, we are going to be launching the latest one, a playbook on managing your business cash flow, sponsored by Absa Bank, our partner, and we are going to be launching another series on the back of that. We're looking to work with some really interesting companies to help us to do that. We are launching, and this is a really big issue and a really big piece of news. We spoke to Patrick earlier on. We are launching a capacity development accelerator program to improve investment readiness. Within the course of this month, in June, we will be signing a capacity development a partnership with Africa Guarantee Fund to support Absa South Africa build a pipeline of credit-ready women entrepreneurs. They can take up that funding avenue as soon as they've gone through that program, and they're working with Absa and our partners to do that. It's big news, and that's part of the AFAWA initiative. We are really looking to make an impact, and we're working now with those partners to make it happen. This targeted, scalable digital capacity building program was developed for Africa's women SMEs to improve their ability to access finance. We said last time, the funding gap, we have to find solutions. We have now found one, and we are now going to start implementing that with our partners. As part of that, we have another big announcement to make tonight, and I would like to announce and ask to join me on set Melissa, Basque-Roux, and also, if I can just say, Fashida Zafar, Director of Erasmus Center for Entrepreneurship, to share more about an exciting project to address the data gap. I'm delighted to say that today we signed an agreement with AFAWA, an African Development Bank, which will fund a brand new, much needed research project to address the gendered gap in data on Africa's women entrepreneurs. To support better policy making and investment decisions, We need to understand women entrepreneurs' specific needs. We need to understand their challenges in creating high growth businesses. And we really need to undertake this project with the right technical research partner. And we're doing that with AFAWA and also with Erasmus Centre for Entrepreneurship. So,
thank you, Melanie.
Melissa, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, super. Well, I mean, thanks so very much, Melanie. I mean, it's a really great pleasure to be speaking here on behalf of the African Development Bank, but also AFAWA. A year ago, as you said, we were here discussing not only the challenges, but also the solutions to be able to accompany the amazing women entrepreneurs that are actually doing already great job, but brings this change at scale. And among the very many solutions that we discussed was the issue around getting gender-specific data. And I'm delighted to really say that we are embarking on this journey with like-minded partners here, Lionesses of Africa, but also the Erasmus Center for Entrepreneurship. This is really, really an important topic. And Melanie, if you allow me to say a few words about it, I think in the absence of this gender-specific data, it's very difficult for us to be able to develop sound strategies to accompany even the financial institution partners with whom we're working, for them to be able to move away from this one-size-fits-all approach, but really come with these more tailored products and services that we really need for the women entrepreneurs to be able to grow at scale and have the impact that they have the potential to have by benefiting from these products. So I would really like to foster the importance of working together to go. And I think our dear moderator mentioned it. If we are serious about going further, but also going faster, we really need to join forces, to work together on this collective agenda that we have, and to be able to unleash the prosperity for the women entrepreneurs, not only in Africa, but with their partners here in Europe. So thank you. That's also a call for action for more of you to come and join forces with us and to make this change and this transformation that we intend to have at scale. So thanks, Melanie, and back to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Melanie. Wow, well, what is left for me to say? Not much. But I have to emphasize on two things here. One is the power of partnerships. We too, from my team, I see Katie here. Katie is our own very South African at ECE, so shout out to Katie. Katie and I were here last year, and we were at the event, and at the end of the event, we looked at each other and we said, we have to join. We have to take the pledge, and we can do something as well. And it took us literally, I think, a couple of days before we reached out to Melanie, and here we are today. So as far as ECE is concerned, we always like to work with an ecosystem approach, meaning that we would like to have all the stakeholders at the table. And more specifically, we would like to capture the stories, the insights, the voices of women entrepreneurs across the continent. Because without these insights and voices, and without the stories, it is just a numbers game. Yeah. And numbers don't mean anything. So we need to have your perspective in there. Now, I heard today that there's already a very large data set. So Katie, brace yourself. Luckily, I will not be doing the research because, oh man, I can do math, but research, no, thank you. But I also hope that tonight I can find a couple of new partners that are saying, we're interested in what you guys are trying to do, and we want to get the voices from our countries in there as well. So come see us. We're all, well, there's 5 of us here tonight that are willing to talk to you. And the other thing that I want to emphasize on is investors. Take an example and actually invest in this type of research, because doing one report is doing no report. So we can do one, but I would like to see someone else sign a check for the next round. So just saying, putting it out there, and let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nomalanga?
I am here.
Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Melanie, thank you so much on that focus point. And thank you to the ladies. It's always good to see fellow lionesses. So I'm going to ask Peter Derrek to come back up. He will do something also and announce something. And so please give him a round of applause as we say #further together.
Thank you very much. I would just like you all to take out your phones. And this is not, don't worry, this is not a shakedown or anything. We just take out your phones, and because I said earlier, and there are no bystanders today. We're all part of a community. We heard 10 excellent pitches, and we know now, and we already knew how important it is to support and to invest in women entrepreneurs. So now it is about what you can do. So please scan the QR code. I see many people scanning, and make your own pledge. And there are many things you can pledge. Of course, this is about money. It is a bit of a shakedown. And you can contribute. Melanie said you can take out your checkbook. I don't know who still has a checkbook. I only know my father of 91 years old. He has got one, but I think we also accept all major credit cards, cash, transfer, tikkie for those for the Dutch people. You can contribute in money, but there are many other ways that you can contribute. You can open doors. There are ambassadors here. They all know about how to open doors. So I know you can contribute a lot. We heard about the importance of partnering, about the importance of connecting, mentoring, buying in shops, distributing chocolate. We heard so many ideas, so all of you can contribute. So please make your pledge to action. Last year, I think you received 80 or 90 pledges from the room. This year, we would like to have at least 100 different pledges, and everybody can contribute. So I'm not sure, is there anybody who has not pledged yet, who has got difficulty scanning, who needs some help? I'm very good at scanning. I can. Does anybody need my help? Let me look over there. It's not about texting your family that you come home later tonight. It's really about making a concrete pledge. So I hope you all did it, because we really need a pledge, because as Melanie said, this is not a talk shop, this is about action. We can all contribute. So thank you very much for your pledges. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Peter Derrek. As we say, a real champion will go down the hallway and make sure that you have pledged. And thank you so much for just bringing up the fact that it's not just financial, but also there is non-financial pledges that you can make to help grow our entrepreneurs. And so to help us close out the formal part of the program, I'd like to invite Libon van der Lei, Director, International Enterprise Department, and this is Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to come and say a few words. Vampi, please come and join me and give her a round of applause.
Yes, thank you. So really great to be here, and I have to admit I'm a newbie, but I will be back. I think it was a really inspiring evening. I think we heard an amazing number, a really great number of stories. I think all the pitches were perfect. Very inspiring, from AI to food security. I think we have seen everything, and everything was on innovation. It was on sustainability, a lot of, and especially also entrepreneurship. I think that is really important, that is needed now. If we want to have an inclusive economic development, we need everything going hand in hand. So it was an honor to her, and I just wanted to mention all the first names again, because I was very inspired by everyone. So Sasha, Salma, Joyce, Dupe, Siny, Barbara, Thekla, Marieke, Solange, and Merel, you did an excellent job. So thank you for that. And one of the things that I very much relate to, so I'm as Director for International Entrepreneurship at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we are very proud to see each time startups pitching, because they're great ideas, they're inspiring, and they bring really new energy. But it's also clear that the stories aren't told enough. So we were talking about communication. I think the communication part of this event is very important, because in the end, everybody has to leave this room or digital room with the idea that, you know, women need to have a good story in our businesses that need to be financed, and that it's really important to be supportive of that. I mean, it's 50% of the population, but it hasn't at the same impact yet with regard to access to network and access to finance and access, frankly, to banks and institutions that I can think help in order to make things possible. So from the Dutch government, of course, we try to facilitate that. And of course, we have our embassies are very active. We have Orange Corners that was just mentioned. So, but in the end, I think we need the private sector. Private sector is crucial in order to step it up. So I was really pleased that there are a lot of checkbooks in the room, I heard. So also in the digital room, I think you had heard a lot of good examples. So I really hope that now the networking will take off, and that you will keep in contact with each other. And maybe lastly, I think also we can help each other. So the 10 companies that pitched today, I clearly saw some links already there. And I think that's also the strength of the Lionesses, the interlinkage, the community, you know, learning from each other, building forward, going further together. So thank you, Melanie, and also thank you for the excellent host being here. It was very inspiring. I hope I will be back, invited again. And also, in the end, I wanted to close off with how we said it earlier, you know, further we walk together, I think we go farther, and also faster, I hear. So let's do that. Let's network. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vampi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to do a quick wrap up. I don't want to stand in the way of a networking, partnership, collaborating, pledges, and signing of checks. Thank you to every one of our inspirational speakers, our panelists this evening, those that are joining us online and those that joined us online earlier. Thank you for sharing your insights. To my entrepreneurs, thank you for sharing your businesses. Thank you, Peter Derrek, for being our partner, for being a real champion for women entrepreneurs, and a co-host with us this evening on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you once again to the team at African Guarantee Fund, AFAWA. Thank you. Absa, they were online. Thank you very much for partnering with us to make sure that today, tonight, and the rest of the year, our event goals are achieved. A huge thank you to all our speakers, panelists for insights and business sharing. And of course, most importantly, Lionesses, this was your day. This continues to be your day. And this continues to be your journey. Thank you. So tonight, your work starts as you network. I learned something at an event. When you walk out of a room, make sure you've got no less than 5 business cards, contact numbers, whatever we do in this new age, whether old school or new school, make sure you walk away with 5. This room is LinkedIn heavy. Let's connect on LinkedIn. And also, please connect with your potential buyers, investors, partners, supporters, and we definitely look forward to hearing about your growth and investment success stories over the coming weeks as well as the months. Once again, a big thank you to everybody. The Lioness team at the back. Thank you very much, James. James did the work I did last year, prepping these incredible women. He went through all their pictures, and I just got in last minute, and I said, 4 minutes? Your time starts now. Thank you very much, James. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you Tess, Steph, Vic, the team, absolutely phenomenal. I want to say right now to my colleague Ntswaki is going to be making sure you are connecting with every single one of these women. Please don't walk out of tonight not having spoken to them. And let's do some serious networking that changes the environment, changes the atmosphere, and we come back next year stronger together. Let's have some drinks. Let's have some snacks. We are here until 9 o'clock. Last year, I think we actually slept at midnight. But anyway, keep doing that. To those watching online, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Nomalanga Sitole. Ntombe bala malango jobe kamachanu mondise. Thank you and good night. Thank you. We can open the doors and please connect, collaborate, and partner.